Hi, video for Tracey Chapman Fast Car, the Riff. Okay, which keeps repeating. So, first thing is you're on a C chord basically. So that's first fret B string, second fret D string, and third fret A string. And with your picking hand, you're going to be using your thumb and first two fingers, fingers 1 and 2. And you're going to be plucking, the thumb will be plucking the root note or the bass note of the chord you're on, and the two fingers are going to be plucking the G and the B strings. Okay, so your first finger will be plucking the G string, and your second finger will be plucking the B string, and that's going to happen all the way through. So the very first thing that happens is, there you are with your C chord, but you lift the first finger off so that you've actually got an open B string, and then you pluck the A string, G string and B string together. And then you hammer on with your first finger, you hammer on to the first fret of the B string so that you get this. Yeah? So you plucked those three strings, then you hammer on, that is pushing your finger back onto the fretboard with some force so that you still get the note. So you've plucked the string beforehand, and then you hammer the finger back on, or push the finger back on the fretboard, and then you still get a note because you've still got the string ringing out and the force of your finger pushing onto the string. Okay, so after that hammer on, as they're called, you take the finger off again, you take your first finger off again, and you pluck the G and B strings. Okay? Then you go to the next chord. Now that is part of a G chord. There's a full G. We don't need all of it because we're not strumming it, we're just finger picking it, so we only are using certain notes, certain strings. And so the only thing we need to actually fret is third fret of the low E string and third fret of the B string. And the thumb will now pluck the low E string, which is the root note of this G chord, and the two fingers will stay on the G and B strings. And the first thing you do when you get to that chord is, again, you pluck all the strings, all three strings. Then after you've plucked all of them, you pluck the B string with the second finger, and then the G string with the first finger. So you've got, so all in all so far. Okay, the next thing is a type of E minor chord. Yeah, this is a type of E minor chord. I'll go into that at another time. So you've gone from this position, which is your G. I've got second finger on the low E string and third finger on the B string. Okay. Now I'm going to use my third finger as an anchor, and I'm going to keep it on the B string and slide it up to the 8th fret. So I'm thinking in terms of the capo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm counting from the capo. Capo is now the nut. Okay, this is doing the work of that. So that's fret 8 and that's fret 7. So I've got fret 8 on the B string with my third finger. Then I'm going to use my first finger, because it feels the most comfortable one to get there, the first finger for the 7th fret of the A string. Okay? So I've got that sound. And the first thing I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to pluck three strings with my thumb, first finger and second finger. So thumb is going to pluck the A string, first finger the G string, and second finger the B string. So far I've got this. Okay, now immediately after I've plucked the three strings, I'm going to pluck the A string with my thumb. Then we've got got the final chord, this chord progression. Now this is a type of D, and I've moved from the E minor shape to this shape, and there's two main different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you this way first. So this way involves both fingers remaining anchor fingers. They remain on their strings. The first finger on the A string, the third finger on the B string. Yeah. So they're going to remain on those strings. The first finger is going to go down 2 frets to fret 5, and the third finger is going to go down 1 fret to fret 7. And then you're going to pluck the A string, the G string, and the B string again, so the same strings. And then, as you did on the G chord, after you've plucked those 3, you're going to pluck the B string and the G string separately. So you've got this. Okay, that's it. That's the main thing. That's the main riff. This movement from this chord to this chord, that E minor to D, that could be fretted differently. Here I'm at my E minor. I'm going to keep that fretting with the first finger on the A string, the third finger on the B string. I'm going to keep that because I came from a G where my third finger was on the B string, and that made that, having the third finger as an anchor finger, help to get up to this shape. Then I might do this. When I go down to that D shape, instead of using fingers 1 and 3, I might use fingers 1 and 4. So that's the first finger would be an anchor finger still, going down 2 frets on the A string, but then I would replace my third finger and use my 4th finger, and that would be on the 7th fret of the B string. Whatever's easiest for you. They both work. Now, just at a few points in the song, you hear this extra bit. Okay? So what that is, everything's the same until you get to here. Well, that's the same, but then there, I've got that E minor shape, 7th fret A string, 8th fret B string. I'm plucking the 3 strings, the A, G, and B string. Then, after I've done that, I'm going to pluck just the B string. And I'm going to use my little finger to go to the 10th fret on the B string, and then back to the 8th fret. Yeah? Talking in relation to the capo. Or you can just think of it as, there's your third finger, the 4th finger needs to go 2 frets up, and then you take it off and you're back to where the third finger is. And then you come down to that D shape, yeah, 5 and 7, and you do the same sort of thing, but now the little finger just is going 1 fret up from the third finger. So you pluck all 3 strings, then you pluck the B string with the little finger on, yeah, 1 fret up from the third finger, and then the B string again with the little finger off. So all in all, that bit is okay. I think that happens very rarely, but it is there in the song. Okay, now I'd say just at the end, if you don't have a capo, the song is actually in this key with a capo on the 2nd fret, but if you didn't have a capo, you could nevertheless play the song. It's just you won't be in the same key, so you won't be able to play along with the recording, but everything you've just done, you just do exactly the same thing, but now instead of having the capo there and the capo working as a nut, now you just do your normal chord shape. So you've got your C chord shape, chord shape. And then remember I said we went up to the 7th fret with the first finger and the 8th fret with the 3rd finger. And that was in relation to the capo, because really we were up there, but the capo was there. Now you are actually on the 7th fret and 8th fret. And then when you go down to this one, you are on the actual 5th fret with the A string and 7th fret with the B string. Yeah. Okay, right, hope that helps.